second down now.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
51.
Looking to throw on second down. Murray. He's going to go deep for Conley. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Cole Beasley, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. On for the extra point, Giorgio Tavecchio. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start for... And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Check.
Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 yards the pickup, good enough for an Arizona first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, the Cardinals last year, of course, struggled 3-13, but 2 of their 3 wins came against these 49ers. In fact, the Cardinals have beaten the Niners 8 consecutive times. Last time San Fran beat Arizona was 2014. And remember, these are clubs that meet twice a year. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite an excellent display of footwork. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go. Murray now to throw, and it's complete to Kelsey. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Here's Murray from midfield. Trying to lay one up deep. And that is intercepted by last year's NFL leader, Damontae Kazee. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half, I mean, that just didn't happen. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's first and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Flush to his right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. There's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Play fake. Murray. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. Space to maneuver at the 40. Kyler Murray, 1,000-yard rusher as a quarterback in his Heisman campaign at Oklahoma. He's got the first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Throwing now is Murray. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked off by Tramon Williams. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time. The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on third down.
We got 4. Inside. Take that. Box it, box it, box it, box it.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Motion. Reset. Reset.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Dancing to his left. And that's caught by Beasley. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one goes for 30 yards. And now he'll tuck it and run. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Now it's Rodgers. This is caught. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. They'll come out in the pistol. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1. And it's caught. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Devin Funchess, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The young buck finding the veteran there. There is 14 years separating Kyler Murray and Larry Fitzgerald. Murray turning 22 back on August 7th. And on August 31st, Larry Fitzgerald turned 36. But these two guys like each other, and it showed nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Cardinals worst in the NFL, 6 of 16 on 4th down last year, but they'll try it here. Now here we go on 4th down with Murray, escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Not sure I agreed with the decision to go for it, but I definitely agreed with his decision to run it. He picked up that big first down. I think he let his head coach off the hook.
That's what I was just going to say. If there's anybody more happy than the quarterback picking it up, it's the coach that saw him pick it up. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Murray now on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
To throw again on second down. Murray steps away to his left. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 40.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is James White. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. From the 35 on second down, Murray. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On the draw, here's White. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On second down, here's Murray. It's complete. James White. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and they're going to face a 3rd down. 3rd and 2, and here's Murray. And the Niners get there and bring him down. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. They're going for it. Hits Murray. Rolling to his right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Chris Conley, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The Cardinal offense not going anywhere. They'll stay out and go for 2. Shotgun now from Murray. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if. I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. For big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. A 4-receiver look here. 3 out to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 8.
Check. We are going. Boxing.
To throw is Rodgers. He's going to go. It's caught at the 10. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now a signal and a timeout called. as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So now following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10.
88. Hey, echo. 50 seconds to Mike.
Rodgers to throw once more. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on Halloween. And trust me, kids, if you had to look at Charles Davis every game, you'd think every day was Halloween. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
Third quarter starts with a run by Freeman. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Freeman works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Go!
Rodgers going to throw. And he finds Beasley, complete. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
They'll run here with Freeman. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Watch the fly, watch the fly, watch the fly. Watch the fly, motion, block. Check 4, check 4. Check 50, check 50.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
This defense hasn't let them in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Aaron Rodgers scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL...
And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs?
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic, faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
Did the same. It smelled terrible. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I know he ain't got it.
2nd down, Murray sets to throw. His left. Pass incomplete.
Was it maybe he was just trying to blindly throw this one? He tried to throw it over the left sideline there. Area, so no grounding call.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Breanne Bonnie Calhoun. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
They should have known.
Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
No. 319. 51.
I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
Check 3. Check 3. Run right. No. Off. Yeah, Liz.
Check 20.
Freeman again. He finds some open. Devontae Freeman. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, 49ers.
There we go.
Devontae Freeman with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Now left side on the swing pass. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Jones. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. From the 45 on second down, Murray. And he finds Fitzgerald. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down. The 11-time Pro Bowler Larry Fitzgerald still has it. His production did take a dip last year on the heels of 3 straight 1,000-yard campaigns. He's in the back half of his 30s now. What a career it's been. Coming into this year, over 1,300 receptions, 116 of those for touchdowns, and second only to Jerry Rice in career receiving yards. Pretty spectacular. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Back to the air on second down, it's Murray. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether there's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
Yeah. Go on, Mike 51, Mike 51. Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Let's calm the crowd. I'm going to run you over.
On third down, Murray. And he's got Fitzgerald. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a play fake here on first down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. He's at the 50, the 30, past the 20. A strong running. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score.